Hi, welcome to the Spiritual Connection Show. I'm your host, Katie Augustyn. So I'm a transformation coach, I'm an energy healer, I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I'm the spiritual head of the Transformation Center CT, which is located in Westport, Connecticut. At the center, we do a variety of things. We have workshops, trainings, sometimes retreats, and of course, during the pandemic, right now, everything is online on Zoom. And once a month, we have something that is available. Well, everything we do is available to everybody, no matter where you are. But once a month, we do Satsang, which is Sanskrit for in the company of the truth. And that's just an hour that we spend with each other. We have a conversation about a topic usually. We do a beautiful guided visualization that my colleague Radha, Catherine French, does. We have chanting that my other colleague Nalini does. She leads the chanting, and it's just a really nice, uplifting time. You'll leave feeling really grounded yet uplifted is the best way I can describe it. And there's no charge for that. There's a gratuity if you want to make an offering at the end, but it's basically for everybody. It's a community offering. The other thing that we do every month is a shamanic clinic. And this is also led by Nalini. She organizes it, and we've been doing it on Zoom now for months, and it works really well. And you can just have a little introduction to what shamanism is, because you'll get a half-hour healing. You'll have an extraction healing and by one of our practitioners, and you'll just go into a breakout room on Zoom, by yourself with a practitioner and spend half an hour. And you really get a lot out of that, believe me. And you'll want to experience more after that, usually is how it happens. But it's just a community service. Again, there's no set fee if you want to contribute. We welcome that. So we'd love for you to check it out. I'm going to put up the contact info for the Transformation Center, and then you can, there it is from here. You can contact us through the website, and all the information about these offerings that we have every month is on the website, and anything else. We also do individual healings and also coaching. Since I'm a coach, we do individual sessions on Zoom and sometimes in person as well. So you can contact us that way. We'd love to see you. It's open to everybody. And all right, so I want to get started with the show. And, the Spiritual Connection Show is all about connection, which is one of my core values. And it's about connecting with each other. You'll get to connect really closely with my guest, as well as connecting with our own spiritual selves. You'll learn from the guest what's there for you. You'll get to, find out if, you'll learn more about yourself in the process is really one of the key points. And again, we're welcoming everybody to join us. So thank you for being here. So I'm really excited that today my guest is Greer Jonas, and I'm going to put up her info in a second. So welcome to the show, Greer.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
nice
you so much.
Have you. Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit about you since the audience doesn't know you yet. Okay, so Greer Jonas is an intuitive master numerologist with over 25 years experience. And, I met Greer, I guess about 3 years ago, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And she came to the center and she did a workshop on numerology, and it was fascinating. She really opened my eyes to a lot of possibilities, and it was very helpful. And I think you also did a business numerology reading for me, as I recall.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah. So that's what she does. Basically, she conducts online personal and compatibility readings. And there's so much information available that she can tell you about. And she also does the business name readings, which is very helpful if you're starting something and you're on the fence about what to name it. She can be really helpful with that. Greer is also a teacher and an artist. She's a phenomenal artist. I've seen a lot of her artwork. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to put up her slide so you can see how to contact Greer. Okay, and this is her website, Numerology for Your Soul. I love that with the numeral 4 in it. That's so cool. And that's also the name of her business. You can reach her at that email address, greerdjonas@gmail.com. And Greer says that she's got a special right now for all of you watching, that if you email her at that address, she will send you a flyer that has so much information about how to find your specific personal year for 2021 and what that means to you. So this is not just, random information. It's very personal what it means to you. And I definitely recommend doing that. And then her website, if you're interested in art, you can visit that at greerjonas.com. And there's a lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, so here we go. So thanks again for being here, Greer. And, I'm going to put it on speaker view now. And the first question that I always ask my guests, if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit, about your personal spiritual journey, how you got into this in the first place. We'd love to hear about it.
Oh, thank you so much, Katie. This is such a pleasure to be here with all of you. Okay, good question. I've always been fascinated by spirituality. When I was young, I, just go out in nature and dig underneath and feel the energy of nature. Always been doing that. And I don't know if you guys know about the Ouija board. We work with the Ouija board, which you connect to spirits. And then I started getting into numbers, and the energy of numbers is so amazing. Seeing the same number all the time, and what does it mean? And then I took a class in numerology, and I was hooked. I was fascinated. Like everybody, I started doing everyone's chart. And then people said, wow, that is so on. And then they started asking me to do their business chart. And so I just ended up starting to make a living at it. So yeah,
that's amazing.
It's been a lot of fun. I'm loving connecting with people. The curiosity and the willingness to move forward in working with their intentions is. I feel very honored to work with people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful. I think it's there's so much there. So you just kind of gradually got into it because you were interested in it and saw how it was helpful for people.
Yeah, it just was so easy for me to just fall into it. Yeah. I think I worked with numbers in a past life, so.
Maybe. But did you have did it stem from any interest in math or anything like that?
No, but it's interesting that you say that, because numerology, the numerology I use is based on Pythagoras, and we all know Pythagoras as a mathematician. He had his own spiritual healing school. He was a philosopher. People went around and said, not just what does numbers mean, but what do the vibrations mean? Which is what he worked with. And he actually was a healer. He worked with music and vibration. So it's just, it's intriguing to me. Intriguing how each number has a meaning. When you think of the number 1, what do you think of?
Well, I think of power. I think of strength.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the leader. It's beginnings, new beginnings, coming forth, being the first. And it's a lot of strength. It's like the ego, So then when you think of number 2, you think of partnership. You think of connection with another. So there you go. 2 represents relationships of all kinds, not just romantic, but all kinds. And it's more yin. It's more reflection in the heart, while the 1 is yang, which is the ego. So, it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So when you're talking about the vibration of the numbers, so it's sort of like the underpinning of it, is that vibrational aspect of it?
It's vibration. It's actually how, it's kind of like movement. You know, it's kind of like the energy of nature. You know, like the 4 is nature. The 4 is the 4 corners, you know, the 4 seasons, you know, and so it's actually a physical energy that each number possesses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. So what about the 3?
So the 3, so it's interesting because if you think of birth, so before birth, it's the 0. And the 0 is reaching into the unknown to find answers. Okay. It's before we learned anything. Then suddenly we came out of our mother, and it was like, wow, what is this? What is going on? You know, and the connection is with mom. So it's the 1. And the connection is me. I am the soul of my world. You know, I cry and this mother comes over, but it's me, you know. And then when you think of 2, suddenly you are connecting with mom. You are connecting with dad. You know, suddenly you learn that it's not just me, but it's others. And if I connect with others, I will get fed. I will like have someone hold me. It's not just mom. It's not just dad, but it's others. You know, how am I going to communicate? The 3 is creative expression. You know, it's the energy of connection with others, not just with one. So, you know,
Yeah, that totally makes sense because my whole life, 3 has been my favorite number. And you know how I was just saying earlier about how connection is one of my core values. And I don't know why I didn't put that together before.
I would like to talk about a very important thing that is going on. And that is back in 2019, I'm going to show you a slide, but back in 2019, we were in the decade of the 1s. So let me just show you this so you understand. So from 2010 to 2019, we were in the vibration, the decade of the 1s. Now, the 1 is all about first. It's all about new beginnings. It's all about the ego. And we saw, you know, that time there were a lot of things going on. Technology was really moving forward. People were starting businesses. We had a president. I'm not going to get into politics, I promise. But we had a president that was very much into ego, very much into the I. Okay. Then we moved to the 3rd decade. Okay. So now here we have 2 2s and 2 0s.
Okay. Did you want to share your screen? Because I don't see anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
It's okay. It just didn't come up. So
yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot to share the screen.
Yeah. All these little buttons you have to remember to.
Okay. So let me go back to 2010 to 2019 is the decade of the 2nd decade, the decade of the 1s. Okay. Which is new beginnings, which is the ego. Okay. Gotcha. Then we moved to 2020, 2 2s and 2 0s. So I was so excited about this because to me, moving into the 20s was all about the yin, the we. So we moved from the I to the we. Suddenly we were connecting through compassion. We were embracing each other. We were connecting to, you know, it was the difference between the I and the we. So it was a very, it was, you know, actually when you think about it, the 1 is very assertive. Well, the 2 is very loving and very connected and very compassionate, but it isn't as aggressive. Okay. So I thought, as we move into 2020, that this was going to be an amazing time for us to connect with each other, to deal with cooperation, to deal with compassion, as compared to dealing with the ego. It was us, it was we, compared to the I. And not only that, but not only do we have two twos that call master, their mastery of twos, then we also have 2 zeros. Now the 0 is all about reaching into the unknown to find the answers. So it's really something very new. Okay, now here's the thing. Go back to, you can see me. Okay, stop share. Here's the thing. So I thought, isn't this amazing? I wrote it on all my blogs. I'm like, this is a time that we're all gonna like connect with each other. We're gonna share with each other. We're gonna reach out to new beginnings in connection. Well, what happened? A pandemic, okay? So for every number, there's something called a shadow. And the shadow is our lesson, what we need to connect in the brilliance of the twos is the lesson of the twos. And here we are in our homes, learning a new connection called Zoom, you know, but we were really forced, and some of us are kicking and screaming still, we were forced to connect in a different way, you know, and as we connect in a new way, we could learn compassion. That is what this whole thing is about. It's really connecting to an intuitive place of compassion and the yin. We're learning the yin inside. We're learning the yin in our homes. And I think part of it, you know, when you have the yang, it's like, I'm moving forward, here I am, you know. But with the yin, it's a little quieter. So it's not as energetic. It's more about the heart. It's more about discovery of self. You know, some of us are kicking and screaming and just turning on the TV and watching Hallmark. You know, I fall into that sometimes too. But the beauty of this time is really to search inside. And once you do that, there's a lot of teachers like yourself online that are inspiring others. And with people who are hungry for it because they might be feeling isolated. So this is exactly, who knew, exactly what was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
A lot of people are thinking, you know, it's like we feel that we have the time now, you know, because we we are limited in what we can do.
Right.
So it's given us an opportunity to go inward, spend more time with ourselves. That's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, and also I was thinking when you were talking about the two and the connection and how it enabled us to really realize with the pandemic that we're the whole world, you know, we're all one.
Oh, isn't that amazing? Yeah.
But now it's like in our face because the pandemic spread, you know, like that. So we're all in this together for sure.
We're all in it together, and the negative shadow is to think you're alone, you know, and to be in fear, you know, as compared to strength. You know, I can do this. I can connect with friends. Maybe it's with a mask on, you know. And that's interesting too. The mask, it's hiding ourselves. Well, the two is, here I am. So gosh, it's such a lesson. Such a lesson, but an important lesson. Okay. Yeah. The other thing about 2020 is that it adds to a 4, which is the builder, which is organization, which is everything has to be in place. Again, the shadow, boom. It's chaos, right? However, the other piece about the 4 in energy wise is that it is slow. Everything takes slower, you know, even the election, it wasn't like a quick boom, 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 here's someone new, but it was a slow process and it was back and forth, So everything is slower, and our lesson is to be patient. The 4 can also be very stubborn. So, like, why isn't it now? It's just, it's so interesting. So now let's look at 2021. Okay, so here we still have the 2 2s and we still have the 0, but now we have the 1. Okay, when you add the 2 plus 2 plus 1, it adds to a 5. This is going to be so helpful to us, really helpful to us, because the energy of the 5 is the fire. The energy of the 5 is connecting with each other. It's the energy of movement and sharing with people, energizing with people, being charismatic. Again, very frustrating in this time, and an incredible example of the fire and the frustration is January 6th. It's like, boom, fire without direction, scary stuff, but it doesn't mean it's forever, because we also have the energy of a new president. How are we going to move forward, as hopefully this pandemic loosens up, then we'll be able to connect with each other more. But it's also an important time for all of you to get out, to get outside, to move the stagnant energy, because it's going to help. It's definitely going to help. And of course, you're still going to have to be protective with your masks and stuff, but it's very, very important that you get out there. The stagnant energy has been in most of us, since the pandemic. And now it is really time to energize, to see people in whatever way you can, take dance classes online or whatever, very important to connect to the fire. And it's going to help. It's really going to help. I don't know if you're feeling it. I definitely feel it. As soon as it turned to 2021, I felt more energized. Did you?
Yeah. There was definitely that shift. Yeah. Yeah. My husband and I started taking tango lessons.
Love it. Exactly. Tango is so fun.
Yeah. We're still beginners learning, but it is fun. It's something different. We both felt the need just for some new energy to come in and get us going. And because let's face it, we have been cooped up in our houses for a while now, and
I know.
And of course, with the winter, it's not easy, but
I know.
this is good advice to really utilize the energy that's coming to us through the new numbers, through the new year.
Exactly.
Take advantage.
And after 2021, here we have 2022, which is 3 2s. And it also adds to a 6. So, I didn't know about the pandemic, so what do I know? But the possibilities of the 6 is health, is service, is community. So I think it's going to let go, and then we're going to take our lessons in how to communicate and how not to communicate. And we have the possibilities of reaching out, and this is happening to the whole world. So what are the lessons and how can we help each other and how can we cooperate as the twos are.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's also interesting that we have a new president, President Biden, who's got a two destiny. It's a quieter destiny than than Trump. It's a quieter destiny, but it's an energy of peace. It's an energy of truth and connection and love. I saw it as soon as 2020 moved to 2021. That energy from the 4 to the 5, for one thing, kick-started a new regime, and it's kind of like sometimes the energy, especially from a new decade, doesn't kick-start till the following year. Okay. So the energy has finally kick-started from the 1 of the ego to the 2, has kind of manifested finally so that we can work together. Yeah. Awesome. So, and next week we're going to do the charts of the new presidential team, Kamala and Joe. So that's going to be, and we'll see what the other parts besides Joe having a 2 destiny to having other aspects. It's very fascinating.
Yeah.
Really fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. Well, we're going to have to wrap up. So I think we're going to continue this conversation maybe in part 2. We're going to do another recording next week.
Yeah,
so,
great.
So everybody can look for that as well. But thank you so much, Greer, for being
on today. I so enjoyed it. This went so fast.
I know, it always goes too fast. So we just got the tip of the iceberg today. So we may have to do more than 2 shows. But
I just want quickly, do I have a little time?
Probably about 2 seconds.
Okay, 2 seconds. So if you send me an email, I'm going to send you this contact information about how to find your personal year, which you can find out from your birthday and the current year.
Great. All right. I just put that up so everybody can email you at greerdjonas@gmail.com. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And we'll be in touch.
Namaste.
Namaste.